purposes. And we are recording, and so Ed, you know what to do. It's the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Yay! Time to smile, be happy. It's 5 o'clock on Friday, the time when we get together, comedians from all over the globe, and we talk, we interview them, we find out what makes them tick, and we have a great time. It's a great way to start off the weekend. Tonight we've got a great group of guests, but first, as usual, we're going to start with the news of the world. This is what we do here on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. We bring to you the news, and let me figure out how to do that in a moment here. All right, let's start with our first story of the night. You may have heard of this here in the Bay Area. This is an Asian owner of a butcher shop was the victim of a hate crime in Sacramento last week. That's right, a man was caught on surveillance leaving a dead cat in a box outside her shop. Now, this is not just a hate crime, which is, but it's completely the wrong trope. This guy, he got it wrong, because Chinese people don't eat cats, okay? But cats love Chinese food. That much is true, okay? Like my cat, whenever we get Panda Express, his favorite dish is chicken chow. Meow. Told my cat about this hate crime, and he was clearly not meowsed. Humor, you guys, cat humor. So speaking of China, the Chinese government has promised to stop using anal swabs on American diplomats to test for COVID-19.
What?
This is true, that's right. The diplomats complained that this practice was undignified. Beijing has assured Washington that the tests were given in error and that diplomatic personnel are exempt from the test, which, by the way, is standardized now. You go to China, they don't swab the nose, they swab down under. That's how they do it there. Upon hearing the news, the victimized U.S. diplomats replied, "Up yours, China!" I guess they were still sore from the test.
Is that why there was toilet paper shortages at the beginning? Because people trying to self-swab?
Self-swab, yeah. Self-swab, still, either way, it's not going to be fun. Former President Donald Trump had reportedly offered North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un a lift home on the Air Force One after their summit in 2019. This is according to a new BBC documentary. And apparently Kim Jong-un couldn't decide what to do. Take a ride on Air Force One, go home in his own airplane, which is why today former Trump staffers still refer to the indecisive North Korean leader as Kim Jong-un.
Yep.
Mark William Calloway, aka The Undertaker, has endorsed fellow WWE alum Dwayne Johnson for his upcoming presidential bid. That's right, The Rock is going to run for president. The Undertaker said that his buddy, The Rock, is a uniter in the divided states of America. Now, this is impressive, of course, getting the endorsement of the WWE's Undertaker. But I think we would all agree that it would be more impressive if The Rock got endorsed by the WWE's underwear.
Yeah.
I think that would be more impressive. Do you? I would buy that underwear. Right? Rock underwear, why not?
I would look at
Why not? Change it up a little bit in the bedroom. Okay. According to a new decision by the British government, wealthy Britons with honors from the Queen could have their knighthood taken away if they move offshore to slash their UK tax bill. Okay. Now, the decision has one key exception, and that is you can keep your knighthood if you're willing to change your name. But there's only one name available, and that's Sir Thanks, but no thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Change your name to Sir Night. Thanks, but no thanks a lot, and you can stay a night. And that is the news, you guys. On the Tommy Feldman Happier. Thank you. As always, it's a struggle, you guys, but I love doing it. So thank you for entertaining me on that. All right, guys. So let's bring up our first guest of tonight, and let's see if I can find her. There she is. All right, we'll remove me. Replace, guys. Give it up for Sharita Gonzalez, you guys, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So good to have you. So good to meet you. I think I've seen you on Zoom, and I know you knew about our show, so I just decided to ask you to come on. I'll be honest. I don't know much about your comedy. I know you do podcasting. I know that you are originally from Brooklyn, but I really don't know much else. So, Sharita, why don't you introduce yourself to the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour audience? Let us know about
platform. So I'm Sharita Gonzalez. I was married. That's how I got the Gonzalez name. If you're like looking at me, trying to figure out, right? So mixed chick, right? So I represent all nations. So originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm stationed in the military. I'm stationed here at Fort Bliss, Texas. So I'm always inviting soldiers to my show. My comedy is a little bit dirty, but I can do clean. And when you don't want to do clean, I have a podcast called Nighttime Shenanigans with Sharita. And why is it shenanigans? That's what I can say, anything I want to say. We talk about dildos and men and everything in between. Yeah. It's optional. And then once in a while, my kids walk through. I have kids. So Zoom shows, you're going to see my kids walk through a lot. My daughter does my makeup and hair. So if you don't like it, I'll tell her later. You got to use them for something good, right? So what else? Kids, they're home, online schooling. I'm home watching them. I don't help my kids with homework. I can't. Too much.
So Sharita, I wanted to ask you, and I ask this of all my guests, but like, what got you into doing comedy and podcasting, and what made you decide to do this?
So the comedy, I was always curious to see if I could do it. I grew up watching comedy. I'm in my 40s, so I started watching comedy early when Richard Pryor was still alive, Red Fox, Sanford and Son, watching those shows and growing up. And we have a comedy club here in El Paso, and right out, they had open mic shows where we can come out and either you're going to do an open mic or a competition, a comedy competition. Needless to say, I haven't won yet, but I show up and I work on it. I work on my skills. Yeah.
Excellent. So what is the El Paso comedy scene like? I mean, pre-pandemic, of course, but I mean, have they got a lot of clubs, or do you have to go to other markets to kind of get more stage time?
Yes, we do. So the way we do our open mics here is I'm the only female comic in El Paso, which is so my door is open. So there's opportunities. So what we do is I had to do my own production company where I go out to the venues and I ask them, hey, can I just do open mic here? And once we come in there, they see the ticket sales. If we do ticket sales for showcases, we don't do ticket sales for open mics because you get in your practice. But just going out and supporting the community, we partner up with the karaoke DJs as well. And we show up at their shows and we buddy up with them and we build our brand and build our fan base with them. So that way the KJs already have a venue. I need a venue. Friends.
I think, Sharita, you're this is good because you're an example of someone who so you're in El Paso and you're obviously very entrepreneurial and you're making it happen for yourself there. But then Zoom comes along. The pandemic is a bad thing, but then the Zoom is kind of a good thing because then now you're experimenting and you're making contacts everywhere and you're now more national. And so I think that's, I think it's excellent what you're doing. I did notice your podcast. You mentioned it, you kind of glossed over it a little bit before, but tell me a little bit more about what's it called again? Shenanigans?
Nighttime Shenanigans.
Nighttime Shenanigans.
Yes. So with that podcast, it's mostly because I was trying to show that we women are here. It wasn't trying to be feministic, but if I'm the only female comedian here in El Paso, which is only one, it shouldn't be like that. So I'm trying to open the platform for women to show we have a stage, we have a voice, and come out. Now, we're not trying to alienate our males because I have a lot of guests that come on the show that are male. Yeah.
So let me, so I found some funny stuff of yours online where it looks like it's sort of an interview, but you're also telling some jokes. So let's play a clip, you guys, of Sharita's comedy sort of.
Yeah.
Let me see if I could figure out how to do that. All right, and I gotta share the sound. So tell us about. So I found this very funny. Well, right away when I saw Goya is Life, I thought, okay, there's something interesting going on. What's the background behind this? What we're about to see?
Well, there was backlash with President Trump. Well, former President Trump was putting the border wall up. He wanted to build a wall. And then the Goya company were Trump supporters, so they were funding his campaign.
Right.
And for some reason, everybody wanted to boycott Goya. Well, I grew up on Goya. I am part Puerto Rican. That is a state in my home. So I use the Goya products to cook and season my food. I can't boycott Goya. That's impossible.
Well, let's play your take on it. I thought it was kind of interesting, personal, but also really funny. Let's play it.
We'll have Alexander Vogt, and we'll have EK. But for right now, let's give it up for Sharita, everybody. Hey,
What's going on? How y'all doing today?
hey.
So I am in an internal dilemma. It's come to my attention that I have to find a new way to cook now. And I'm not understanding because what am I supposed to do?
Oh, no.
I just don't believe that we should be boycotting such deliciousness, you know, because it's just like, why?
Oh, no.
Why? What did the seasoning do? Okay, I get it. The CEO, he over there lost his mind. He support Trump. I mean, I work for Trump, but you know, what am I to do? And I get it. You're thinking like, well, there's seasoning salt, and I'm like, Lowry seasoning salt. There's salt and pepper. There's raisins. You know, but I need it. And yeah, so what it causes high blood pressure. So does being a single mom. You hear the kids in the background. They try to get their little 15 seconds pain too. You know, don't worry about your jokes. They deaf and blind, so I bring my hecklers everywhere I go. So don't worry about them. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to cook with now? Like, there's nothing. And really, remember, you don't have to be Puerto Rican to use the sazon, the Goya, the black beans and rice. It's all good though, you know. So I guess I'm at the stick with my collard greens, you know, my mac and cheese.
No.
Yes, because what am I supposed to do? You know what other seasoning is in style? Them entanglements. What? Jada? Get it!
Make it.
Excellent. You could just keep going on with that one because that's very relatable.
Yes. Everybody needs to season their food. You need season.
Yeah, I mean, some things are, shouldn't be political, you know, and one of them is, you know, the seasonings you've been growing up with, I guess, you know, is, that's really important. So I thought that was quite good. Now, Sharita, so I know about your podcast is on your YouTube channel, right? So if I put that if I promote that, that's the best way for people to check the podcast, right?
That's one platform. I'm also on Facebook. When I go live, I film the podcast live from my Facebook as well.
Okay. Oh, okay. You stream it. All right. Perfect.
I'm on Twitch because I'm a gamer.
On Twitch as well. Yes, I did see that. We don't see many comedians on Twitch.
Right. A lot of us don't want to be found out that we're nerds because that's still a staple. We keep that near and dear to our hearts.
Yes. So we'll plug that as well. Do you have any shows coming up or anything else you want to promote where people can see you?
Yes, tonight I'm filming my first special. I'll be at Scenics here in El Paso. It'll be live and be at a secret show. So that will DM me for that.
All right. Well, guys, give it up for Sharita Gonzalez for coming on the show.
Thank you, Tommy.
Sharita, if you have to go somewhere, don't worry about it. If you can stay around towards the end, you know, we have the quiz show, but it's great to have you. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right. So let us move on here. Now it's time to do our improv. If I could figure out how to get, so we do improv here on the show. Let me figure out how to get the improv going here. We need to highlight Ed. So Ed is already highlighted, and Eric is going to try it out tonight as well. So we'll add Ed. And
Whoa!
Surish is driving in his car. Surish, are you still able to be part of it?
I'll be in the audience, Tommy.
He'll be in the audience. All right, so it's going to be Ed and Eric tonight. And are we going to play the questions only, you guys?
Let's go for it.
Questions only. All right, so here at the Tommy Philbin Happy Hour, we do a little bit of improv. We do a kind of a game, you could say. It's called Questions Only, and it's improvisational, where the two competitors ask each other questions. And the first person to falter or take too much time or not ask a question, they are the losing person in that round. And we have some options here. I'll bring up the random word or word generator, and we'll figure out what we're going to be working on tonight. So would you guys like to get a location, relationship, or just a plain old word?
What do you feel like, Eric?
Let's go with the word.
All right.
Word.
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 Go. And tonight's word is provocative. Provocative. All right, take it away, improv guys.
Do you think this lingerie looks provocative on me?
Who's asking?
Who does it look like's asking, baby?
What are you, a cop?
Why would you ask that?
What's with the third degree? Come on.
Was that a question?
Maybe.
All right.
Oh man! All right.
That was pretty good though.
You got so provocative right away. You didn't ease into it. I like to be teased.
I'll remember that for next time.
All right.
Eric, you're doing very well, and so I think that was good. You guys very provocative.
Very.
All right, let's do another one. You guys up?
All right.
All right, let's do it again one more time. Let's go back to our. All right, so would you want a location, relationship, or word?
I'm going to call location.
You're gonna call location. All right, let's see what we got here. On the location for tonight is a greenhouse. Take it away, improv team.
So do you come here often?
Why do you ask?
Because haven't I seen you here before?
Have you been watching me?
Have you been watching my posts lately?
Where would I see your posts?
Where do you usually see postings of pictures of you?
Why do you think that I'm looking at Instagram?
Yep.
Is there somebody trying to interject right now?
I thought the last to the last comment was not a question.
All right. Well, ring the bell and we'll be done.
Well, let's quickly do one more. You want to just quickly do one more?
Sure.
Wait, is that a question, or are we still playing the game?
One more.
Both.
Okay.
All right.
You guys let's do relationship.
All right. Let's do relationship.
Sweet.
Relationship. Oh, tattoo artist or piercer.
Nice.
Right. That should be good. All right, take it away, you guys.
Do you have any other tattoos?
What do you consider a tattoo?
What does anybody consider a tattoo?
Are you more like ink tattoos or hair tattoos? What are you into?
Is there a difference?
Have you seen what they're doing with the latest ink tattoo technology?
Can you tell me about this ink tattoo technology?
I can, but then I'd have to kill you?
Ring.
That's not a question.
You're ashamed of us, dude. Thank you, Shurish.
Nice job. Give it up for the improv, you guys.
Hey.
He's doing a great job. All right, well done. We still don't have a name for our improv team, but
yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Q&A, question and answer, something like that.
Q&A, yeah, Q&A would be good. All right, let's. You guys ready for our next comedian?
Woo!
Next comic. Let's see, the young man. Find that young man. We don't have young men here often.
This is starting to sound bad, Tommy.
I wonder where we're going with that.
Yeah.
We had this guy. You're in college, right, Mac? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So it's a special thing. We don't. usually in comedy, we don't see that many young guys on the mic. So that's great that you're doing it. But Mac, here's what I've learned about you so far is that you are from New York. You are a student and you wrestle. That's what I've figured out from your bio. But why don't you tell us about you and your background and what, especially at such a young age, what got you into comedy?
Well, I do all of those things. And that's really all I do. But what got me into comedy when I was really little, my dad would show me, Carlin and Robin Williams and Seinfeld and Pryor and and I was just really excited that these guys could all curse in public. That was the best thing for me. I was like, I want to do this. And it wasn't until like towards the end of my wrestling career in high school that I kind of thought, maybe I wasn't the class clown or anything, but I thought it might be fun to go on stage. And my first open mic had like 2 people, and then kind of went from there. That's really what got me into it. Since then, I've kind of, moved around. When I've done like some sketch and some stand-up and some writing and other stuff, but that's what got me into it originally.
Do you mind if I ask what school you're going to right now?
I just transferred into Hunter College.
Oh, Hunter. Okay, in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Now, one thing I have always wondered with college comedians is like, do they have maybe a little bit more, resources? Like, because sometimes they have their own shows, right? Like just the college, can people put it on for themselves? Is it in any way better to do comedy at a college or through the college? Do you get more exposure that way, you think?
Yeah, at the last school I went to, which was in DC, I tried to do something like that, like a show at the college. Mm-hmm. And maybe it was a smaller school. It wasn't like Penn State or something huge. So maybe there just weren't enough kids that wanted to do it. All the comedy I've done has been with non-college kids, has been open mics and shows in New York City or DC. So I've never actually done comedy through my school. It's always been the same as everyone else.
Same. Well, and now you're in New York, so obviously you have all the different venues that you can do there. And now may I ask you, how long have you been doing comedy? How long have you been have you been performing live during the pandemic or just strictly Zoom?
So I started my first open mic was in high school, but then really seriously, like the past year and a half, I've been doing comedy, every day and stuff like that. And I performed in person before the pandemic, and then in the summer, I performed in parks and rooftops and stuff like that. It was fun, but now it's free. The last open mic I did, it was freezing rain, and I'm like, let's do Zoom for a while. Because even if I go and I can do it and it's fine, no one's gonna want to laugh. I don't want to laugh in the freezing rain. So I'd rather just do it on Zoom and wait till the spring.
Yeah, no, and then you sent us a really good clip of your Zoom that I wanted to play, and I heard you do one set. I think we were on one show together, and I could tell you're developing that. I don't know. You originally from New York? Because you seem to have kind of a New York sensibility about you, the way you deliver your jokes. So
Yeah, I was born in New York, and then I moved to LA for a bit, and then I moved back here, and then that's kind of it. I spent a year in DC, and it was awful, so I'm back.
Right. All right. Well, fellow comedians, when you see the clip, you'll see what I mean. He's kind of he's a little bit sort of sharp edged in some ways. But let's just let's play some of Mac O'Hara's comedy. And so let me find Mac's. Okay, here we go. All right, Mac O'Hara. All right, so this is from. You want to give us a background on this? This is.
Yeah, it was from a Zoom show, kind of earlier in the Zoom pandemic age, and it was a lot of fun. I had a great show, great company and production company.
All right, let's play this clip of Mac. If I can figure out how to move that there. Okay. Blow that up. And
has performed around DC, NYC. He likes KFC. Catch him at Twitter, O'Hara Mac, or TikTok, Mac O'Hara. Give it up for Mac O'Hara, everybody. Yeah, Mac.
Thank you.
Did we get choreography for that?
You're on TikTok. You can do it.
All right. I don't know. So, if my sister gets adopted by another family, is it still incest? Does anyone have a tattoo?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Yeah, I just got a tattoo of my father because that's the only version of him that can't leave me.
Oh shit!
I remember when I found my mom's vibrator. I was like, oh, that's what my dad meant when he said robots took his job. This kid in my high school class, my chemistry class, he got severely burned in a chemistry experiment. And I brought this up to my mother when she said that winners go to class. Yeah. I know. It's a rough one, and we're going to let it marinate for a while. My brother got an STD, and he tried to keep it a secret, but like his cover was blown when the dog also got AIDS. I like dogs. I also like cats though, but like I feel like with cats they have to be marinated for at least 5 hours. You ever burp and it's better than the meal? I don't like it when people think it's okay for old people to call me mac and cheese as a nickname. But then they get mad. No, but then they get mad when I call old people vegetables. My grandmother got bone cancer about 3 years ago. And a very religious woman, she prayed every day to God that it would go away. I'm like, I don't know if he hurt her or what happened, but I do know that she died an atheist. Cool.
Well done, Mac. Yeah. Nice job. Yeah, I like your style, Mac. It's obviously you're good. You got the one-liners, but they're very I don't know. It's reminiscent of sort of older comedians that used to do more of like very specific one-liners like that. You know, and that's why I was thinking you're kind of like out of that New York vibe. Do you ever delve into more stories, or did you stick?
Yeah, I started with stories like when I first started out, and then I kept cutting them into one-liners. Like I'd be like, this is crappy and this is awful and and then it just ends up being one-liner. I'm trying to move them into bigger bits. That's what I've been working on since that show, is moving it into bigger bits, trying to when you have a premise that works in the one-liner, instead of saying, all right, that's good, but let's put that away. Now I'm trying to say, all right, let's keep that premise and write tags. Mm-hmm. Let's write more punchlines to that premise and just keep going. And if I write 20 and I only keep 3, whatever, that's great. Yeah. But I'm because what I was doing there, as great as I really like that clip, I like a lot of jokes in there. What I was doing there was I was taking a premise, I was creating a really funny premise, then I was throwing it out after one laugh. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
sometimes I think, and maybe some of you guys feel this way too, but sometimes with Zoom, I feel like a one-liners probably is the way to go, because people tend to lose focus on Zoom and they start doing other things, and you really kind of need to keep it super tight. And the tightest joke of all is obviously a very short one-liner, or makes you pause joke. So I don't know. I think maybe like you're doing what is most efficient possibly for Zoom, and then maybe later on in stand-up you can kind of tag these things together. Mac, I wanted to also give you an opportunity, like I've been giving everybody, to plug whatever, how people can find your comedy, where they can find you, and give you an opportunity to promote yourself.
Yeah, totally. My Instagram is O'Hara_Mac. I have a TikTok, but I don't use it anymore. And then I have a show this Sunday at 10 Eastern called the Bay Area Arts and Entertainment Collaborative.
Oh, right.
Fundraiser show
with Buck.
Yeah, and that's fun. I'm hosting it, and I put the lineup together, and it's all New York comedians, but they're still all fantastic, and you guys should come.
Excellent.
Nice.
Hey. Well, guys, give it up for Mac O'Hara for coming on the show. All right. Well, you know what it's time for, you guys. It's time where we pay tribute. We pay tribute to the companies and organizations that pay to have this show produced. That's right. Yeah. And you know who does it? You know who goes out there and gets those sponsorships? You guys, Eric, for week after week creating these sponsors. What do you got for us, Eric?
Oh yeah, I just want to say one thing real quick too. We do not come cheap. As any companies out there that want to sponsor our show, it's we command a pretty penny. And hey, this week we got some oldies but goodies. This week we're brought to you by the Nike Corporation. Okay, so pretty much everyone in the world knows about Nike. Phenomenal brand. I mean, did you guys know that as of 2020, Nike is the #1 employer of children 6 and under? I mean, that's pretty great. That's always good to hear. And the one thing is, a lot of people don't understand, like, why are Nike so popular, like in urban areas, like in the hood, like where I live in East Oakland. I mean, everyone has Nikes, right? And so I did some research. I started checking out. I was like, why do we love Nikes in the hood so much? And I've come to realize Nikes are perfectly balanced between the left shoe and the right shoe when they're hanging from telephone wires. That's a really big selling point for us here in the safety of East Oakland. And this week we're also brought to you by the Coca-Cola Company. Okay, another huge corporation that everybody knows. I'm a long-time supporter of different Coke products, all of them. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the original though. The original first Coke, that's my best. That's my favorite. I crave it all the time. Always think about it. I mean, I even started making my own flavor of the original formula, and I can't really tell you the ingredients I actually use. I will say I usually run out of straws before I finish one batch. And that's all we have for this week on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. I'll see you guys next week with some more corporate sponsors so we can continue to get paid.
Nice job, Eric. Thank you for hustling week after week. We do appreciate that.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Well, it's time to bring on our next guest. If we could replace that spotlight. Here she is, Chris Caffrey. You guys give it up for Chris Caffrey for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Chris is a fan of the show. She's been watching us all along, and I had the idea the other day that, why don't we bring her on the show and find out, a little bit more about what she's up to. Turns out Chris is actually kind of a consummate performer. She's got a comedy. She's got acting. She's got some, I believe you've done some producing, and she's got theater, you guys, the Pink Flamingo Theater in Monterey. But maybe I've said too much already, Chris. Maybe I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell us about you. You can bring your dog on, by the way.
You know what? The darn dog was quiet throughout the whole show, and now my turn, and he's going to hog it now.
It's all the timing.
You tell us a little bit about you and your background and how you got into theater performing, and then one thing we definitely want to know is your story about the theater that you own now, the Pink Flamingo.
So really quickly, I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and I moved out here. I transferred with AT&T about 15 years ago. And when I retired, I was looking for something else to do. And I had started acting. I took a comedy class up in San Jose at the San Jose Improv. Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of one thing led to another. I started producing. Well, what really happened is I had auditioned for this play, and the woman that I would have been playing was about my age, and the husband would have been about my age. Well, at the time, that was probably 6 years ago now. Mm-hmm. And when I called the director to see how I did on my interview or my audition, he said to me, you did really good, but you might be a little bit too old for the part. Mm. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And then when the cast list went up and I saw the woman who had been playing my part was about 30, and the one who was playing her husband looked older than me in real life. And it was like such a stereotypical story that I got really aggravated. And I thought, well, okay, you know, if I can't do this, then maybe I'll produce. And what I looked for really were, I filled the parts with older women. I looked for plays that had older women. I pulled from not only older women, but women of color, which in, you know, Monterey was terribly unrepresented. And it just, one thing led to another. And then one day I was on Facebook and I saw that a theater company who had this tiny theater in this building, they were leaving it. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take this leap of faith, and met with the landlord the same day. And that's how the Pink Flamingo started.
Wow. That's a good example of the DIY approach. You know, when sometimes when you aren't getting the opportunities in comedy or theater or whatever, make them yourself. I mean, why not, right? So
it was so, I don't want to say it was easier, but you know, if you just step out, if you just take that chance. I mean, people ask me, they'll say to me, you know, you're so brave to do this stuff. And I always answer, no, I was always too stupid to know that I couldn't do it.
Right. Well, so, I mean, we had Bill Ford on here. He does the Alameda Comedy Club. We've had other producers on, and, you know, that's, of course, the pandemic is not great, but is it a little bit, I mean, I was wondering about like the business side of it. Are you able to, I don't know, sort of keep it afloat somehow? And is it? You know?
I am. I have been very fortunate because I work at Home Depot to help support it.
Okay.
And in fact, I laugh and say when I reopen, I'm going to call it the Home Depot Pink Flamingo.
Home Depot.
But between that, really, my lands, I've been, as I was saying when we were talking earlier, I am the sole employee. I am the janitor, the ticket taker, the producer, the director. I do the advertising. So, you know, when they were offering all that, I thought, you know what, I wonder if I could apply for the unemployment because I'm no longer employed at the Home Depot theater or at the Pink Flamingo Theater, and I'm a small business owner. So could I dip? But then I decided I didn't want to go to jail for either one of them. But I've just been really fortunate because of just so many things. I mean, we don't do food. I mean, honestly, I get stuff, but we don't have concessions. I don't have alcohol that I have to worry. You know, I don't have vendors I had to worry about. So really, I'm doing fine. As soon as we can open, the only issue for me is when we open, it would have to be to full capacity because we only sit 40.
Right.
You know, so for me to put 6 feet between, you know, chairs, we're going to be, you know, 10 people there.
Yeah, that's all right. And 40, well, I don't know how much you do stand up, but 40s would be is not bad for comedy either. I mean, it's for someone if someone wanted to do a special there or any kind of, you know, comedy show, it's perfect.
Right. Oh yeah, I love it. I think it's a perfect size theater. I love everything about it. I really do. I love that theater. Once a week I go in there, you know, make sure everything's, and I love the smell of it. I miss the laughter and the fun and or the worry about, geez, am I going to get an audience tonight?
Right.
Are they going to show up? Are the comedians going to be funny? You know, although really for comedians now, other than open mics, which is always a crapshoot, the comedians I already know are going to be funny. If they make me laugh, I know they're going to make other people laugh.
So when you were going full steam, like how many nights of the week were comedy? How many nights were other performances or?
So it's strictly the weekend that I do stuff. So it's not open during the week usually.
Okay.
Occasionally when I first started, I was doing kind of a NPR moth storytelling thing until people were just coming up and telling really stupid stories after a while. But it's just mainly the weekends. So I kind of balanced that. A couple weekends it would be comedy. If I do plays there, smaller plays, maybe mostly like monologue type of plays, like vagina monologues. I did a great one. Right, it was the last thing we did before we closed, and it was called Beyond Glory. If Charissa was still on here, it was all monologues from men who had gotten the Medal of Honor and their stories. It was really, really good. So I try to balance it out, but comedy really is. Do you
yourself still do, or do you do comedy or act theater performances yourself as well?
If it's a good part, I'll do it. In theater or funny, we do one, I've done it twice. It's called Parallel Lives, that was written by Kathy Najimy, who was in Hocus Pocus, and Mo, gosh, I can't remember her last name, but it's all little skits. Very, very funny. And yes, I will put myself in that because it's very funny. Nice. Mostly I try to find people who are much funnier than me, especially for the comedy. Yeah. Especially for the comedy, because there are so many totally funny people out there. I remember having Ryan Goodcase. I had a comedy competition. It was the first one I ever did. And of course, your friends, it was voted by the audience and by secret ballot. And I swear to God, Ryan came in with no one. I don't think he had one single person in the audience. We were oversold out. We had people, like, if the fire department had come in, they would have shut us down. But Ryan got every vote but 2. You know, and amazing just to watch somebody like that. Yeah.
He's one of the Bay Area that they always say, like, it's a cliche, the Bay Area favorite, but he kind of is the Bay Area favorite. Wherever he goes, he does very well.
Oh, he's incredible. He's incredible.
Chris, before we wrap, so would it be sufficient for me to promote Pink Flamingo Theater on the website, or is there anything else you want to promote, like the show, any of your own personal stuff? Or
you know what, just the theater itself, and for people really to, to keep their eyes open, because I know with a pandemic, so many, unfortunately, smaller theaters and venues are closing. And I think we're really going to see that once everything opens. I'm afraid we're going to see more closings, but we're hanging in there. We're doing well. And we're just looking for the date when we can open up to full capacity, and we'll be all set.
Keep at it, Chris. We support you, and it's great what you're doing, guys. Give it up for Chris Caffrey for coming on the show.
Yeah, Chris. Thanks, guys. And thanks for always showing up for me. Yeah, thank you.
Stick around for the quiz, and I see we have Nico on tonight. Let me see if I can swap the spotlight. Here we go. All right, Nico is here, you guys. Nico Lukoff of Displaced Comedians is here with some very, very big announcements.
Yeah,
Nico's famous now.
This was not about me. This is about these people that were involved, and I was very excited to be a part of it. So earlier this week, a video dropped on Variety's Facebook page as well, and they tagged Facebook Messenger itself, like actual Facebook. About a week and a half ago, I got a message that I was going to read here. That just this was from someone who is from a production company called Salt and Lime Productions out of LA. They said, "My name is Britt." Oh, I just gave someone's name. I'm a producer for Salt and Lime Media. We're working on a really interesting Facebook partnership with Variety that focuses on Black female comedians, both currently established and up and coming. Love to chat with you about featuring your group, Displaced Comedians, and some of your members in this project. Please let me know if you have some time to chat today. Look forward to hearing from you. So this person, I did a little Googling, because they were also like saying that some people don't respond to that kind of stuff, thinking they're like a scam or something like that. And like, this is a legit company that does media work for campaigns with Facebook. And they were reaching out, and they wanted to have some, Black women comedians from Displaced Comedians as part of their the show that they're putting together. And what it was a panel of several professional comedians There was Sam J, Michelle Buteau. I probably said that name wrong. I apologize. And London Hughes. So like well-known comedians who were going on and just going to be talking about some of the stuff going on, some of their things that they've gone through in their world and what just things that felt were going to be important to talk about. And what's really cool is being able to have comedians who are just happen to be there to be able to ask questions. And these are just really cool people that are really fun to connect with. So it was Marla Massey, Bria Badeau, Alani Nichelle, Cynthia in Public, and Erica Switzer were on that. And that was filmed, I think it was last Saturday. And then they dropped the video just a couple days ago.
I was going to play the part where they say displaced comedian.
Oh, go for it.
We could cheer for you a little bit.
It's for the folks on here, but yeah, I appreciate it.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's Flamingo Theater, by the way.
Not relatable. I finished jerking off the other day, and the first thing I thought
where am I?
I don't think that's what was on Variety. No offense, man.
Prerogative tonight.
Different voice, wrong face. Okay, so this was the Variety. This is where I think this is the part where they talk about displaced comedians. Let's hear them. Whoops.
Question that I had on me as a young person.
Well, in talking about y'all's.
What?
Oh.
That's not me, you guys.
Somebody put up the technical difficulty sign.
Let's try again.
Comics to network and place for comics to network and
Thank you, right there.
And asking questions about how to break into the business. And we actually have a group of comics here that we would like to bring in to get a chance to ask you a little bit about your journeys and for some tips of the trade. They are all part of the Facebook group Displaced Comedians, which was created during this pandemic as a place for comics to network and share opportunities. They're going to introduce themselves and ask a question, and for any advice that you guys might have.
How's that feel, Nico?
That gave me chills. That was so fun.
Comedians.
I got so excited because one thing too is there's an NDA involved, so there's stuff I couldn't talk about. But I was really excited when she told me who was actually selected to do this. I just started firing off names of people in Messenger, and she started reaching out to people. And then Eric, sorry, you don't qualify.
What? Dude, I'm disenfranchised and displaced and mostly female.
And I was just super stoked for these comedians who have been working real hard and doing awesome stuff and them being able to get on this thing and talk. And I just warmed my heart, made me so happy. I was just I've just been giddy. And it was really, really cool that they did that. So that was on Variety and on Facebook Messenger's Facebook page. And I looked a little bit ago, and that's been watched 300,000 plus times now.
Did you get any traffic to more displaced comedians? People signing up? Or?
There actually has been. And one thing I really wanted to be clear about when they reached out, I was like, okay, look, just please don't say I wanted them to not send people that weren't comedians or aspiring comedians. That was my concern. Is like, hey, go here for comedy, which is great. But I'm like, hold on, this is already hard enough to manage.
Yeah.
But when you go to join Displaced Comedians, there's a few questions that I have in there that are asked, and one that I just update. I don't know why I never put this, is just saying, hey, why do you want to be here? What's, and that kind of shows some of those things. But yeah, there's been a handful of people that said, hey, I saw this on Variety. I'm a comedian, want to connect with people, and people popping in saying, hey, I'm in this group. I want to join the group also because I have these different opportunities for people doing these certain different types of shows. And that's been really exciting too. And it's something I want to touch on also, is that people are getting in the group specifically to find people to be a part of different projects. And I'm just super excited. Everybody's, I think, working together in a good, positive way. And I'm just happy that that's happening.
Well, congratulations, Nico, on that.
Thanks, man.
It's the start of something, hopefully, and keep up the good work, guys. Give it up for Nico for coming on the show as always.
Congratulations.
And doing what he does for the community. We appreciate that. All right. So it's time for the quiz, you guys. For those of you that are watching, a couple people watching this. We do a quiz here at the Tommy Philbin Happy Hour. We try to make it interesting. What I do is I take advantage of the fact that I used to live in Japan, and where I loved Japanese comedy, especially the commercials of Japan. I thought were very funny, and I've always been searching for a way to incorporate that into my comedy, and that's what I do here on the quiz. I play some of these really funny commercials from Japan, but I only play them to the halfway point. And then I allow the guests, we give guests priority to guess what the product is about. Chris probably has some experience because I've seen her guessing before. So she's a little bit of a ringer, but we'll see. It's a great time. So let's get into the quiz. If you're still watching live, you can make a guess along with our contestants here, as you will. And let us get right into the quiz, you guys. Let's find the...
By the way, Pat Caffrey, I don't know how to say their last name. Says
Razanka.
Is it Razanka is how you pronounce that? Okay.
My one fan.
From Ohio, though.
Whoa,
Yep.
nice.
Nationwide.
That's right. Is on your side.
All right.
Watch too many commercials on America.
Okay, so first commercial of the night. Well, let's just get right into
Blacklight.
Canned coffee.
Mac and it's not coffee. Mac and
it's something out of a vending machine.
First guesses. So here we go. First commercial.
日本の加藤部長です。仕事を部下にぶん投げた。お前がやれ。さあ。
What is going on here? It's like the Olympics, Japanese business. What do you think, Mac? What is this advertisement for?
It seems to be kind of like a textbook or studying company. I don't know. That's my go. I that's my guess.
Yeah, he's telling them you get to work, start studying. No, it's not. It's not in the studying realm, but let's see, Chris, what do you think? Do you have an idea?
A new way of doing business.
It is a new way of doing business. This is great. A great way to get your underlings to get the job done. But it's a very specific. I'll give you a hint. It's kind of a service. It's a service and related to business. Let's see. Anybody want to guess from the regulars?
I was going to guess it was a law firm because he's throwing the book at them.
Nice zinger. It is not a law firm, but it is a service professional. Well, it can be professional services, not lawyers, but
bookkeeping, accounting.
Getting warmer. Getting warmer.
The yellow pages, Tommy. Yellow pages.
Yellow pages. Being racist right now.
Yeah, Sharish didn't get it right with that one.
Eric, what do you think? It's definitely, you guys are getting warmer. It's a service, and it is professional.
That does not narrow it down at all.
I think it's a live action all male version of Sailor Moon, and the guy that threw the book, his name is Sailor Mansplainer.
Sailor Mansplainer.
Yeah.
He was kind of scary. Let me play it again from the beginning, and I'll let it go. I'll let it go all the way to the end because I don't think you guys are going to be able to guess it this one anymore.
Oh, you're having our doubts in us. God.
I do. I'm
well-earned doubts for sure. Well deserved.
Okay. Well, and also just before. Let's look at what we got here on the screen. He's got his book. He's looking through it. It says Kadobucho, Japan. So, and he's an Olympic. It says World Maronage Cup. He's at the World Maronage Cup.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay, so let's play it. Here we go. One more time.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, shut up, Eric.
Good, you're good.
さあ誰が受け取るんでしょう Work hard, be happy. 1,2,3,5 頑張ってほしいですね
That was it. Work hard, be happy, you guys.
Is it like
this is a 1-800 number right here. So
like Monster Call. Like a job site.
What did you say?
He said
like
job site.
Can I get a little more specificity?
Is it for like hiring like temps, like a tip agency? Yes.
Got it, Eric. It's temp
Nice.
hiring, your bookkeeping, your office clerks, your as you need it. But the thing is with this is like it's a play on Japanese words. When you say like when you say you throw a piece of work to somebody, they use the word throw. So like if you say, hey Jim, hey Mr. whatever, I want you to do this for me, I'm gonna throw it to you. It's like almost like we say, I'll shoot you an email, or I'll shoot you. We say shoot you.
Yeah.
They say I'll throw you.
That actually makes a lot of sense, and actually, like, I'd appreciate that being in the workplace now. Like, it'd be a more direct way to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with those to you. Okay, now it's yours. Okay, you're on the point.
All right, let's go to our next commercial. And you guys are doing a great job, by the way.
You're right.
Especially Mac and All right, let's find our next commercial. Where'd it go? A lot of great commercials here today, but oh, here we go. Okay. I think it's right after this. Let me see.
I'm Mom. 500円分もらえる.
Odor eaters.
What on earth is going on here?
It's for odor eaters.
It's for what? Overeaters? Odor eaters.
Odor eaters. Or overeaters. That's why the shoes are screaming. Because they want
well, I mean, they do. They keep the shoes out and they keep it isolated so that they don't bring the stink inside. But that's not what's happening here. Mac, why are these shoes screaming?
I don't know. They seem. Is it like a cleaning thing for shoes? Is that?
But why would they scream?
What?
Why would they scream if they were going to get cleaned?
Well, because they're dirty and they want to be cleaned. I think I dirty too many of my shoes. I think that's what that.
They're begging to be cleaned. No. I'd like you guys to focus on the quality of the scream, if you would. Let's go back. Let's listen to the pitch. Let's listen to the pitch and the quality, okay? Because that's going to give you a hint.
Like a roller coaster. Like.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Was this an ad for a roller coaster? What?
Roller coaster. Oh, yeah.
I don't care if I never get anything answered again. What?
It's the,
Wow. Yeah. What?
Fujikyu Hairando.
And I gotta say something about putting foot in mouth. I don't know. I was trying to think of how to work that in too.
Because of your lucky guess, I didn't get to make my teenage mutant ninja turtle joke about the Foot Clan, but whatever.
My genius understanding of screams.
Real happy for you, Nico.
Nico, so are you a frequent amusement park guy? Do you listen to
Not really. I mean, I was when I was a kid. Now I'm old and rides like this make me sick. But yeah, I like them. They're cool. They're fun.
Yeah. Well, you got it. You recognize that scream right away. It's a universal scream.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was weird.
All right, okay, so now we're gonna go a little bit into the food realm, which is always fun.
Thank you for the hint.
Well,
is it food related?
It's food related. Well, it comes up in that, but there's a lot going on in this commercial, so it's not.
It's for Pizza Hut. That's my guess.
Yeah, it's okay. No, it's not for Pizza, but just stay tuned. Here we go.
実質カパカピカプカペカポナータあなたと食べたいカポナータ
All right, we'll leave it there. So this is what they're reading. Mac, do you have any guesses as to what?
I think it has something to do with duck.
With duck goose?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got and then they have the duck nose
Did you notice the? I mean, but do you understand what's going on here? Do you get this right?
Oh yeah.
Italian. Only one of the guys is Italian.
It's Olive Garden.
Yeah,
It's the Olive Garden of Japan.
But yeah, I was gonna say, so it's like Cherry Blossom Garden.
You know, it's not too much. You're getting warmer. It's not Olive Garden. They don't have Olive Garden in Japan, but you are kind of.
So wait, is it not for frozen Italian food?
It's not frozen Italian food.
Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee. No, it's this food here. I'll show you.
Is it like Cyrano de Bergerac food?
It's not Cyrano de Bergerac. It's definitely food related.
Pizza?
Not pizza.
But it's an Italian place, right?
Well, now we're getting kind of into the gray area. You know what? I'm going to give it to Chris. Even though it's not the Olive Garden, it is an Italian, or it is a restaurant, but it's called. Hold on, let me play it for you. The name of the restaurant called
Roller Coasters.
Gusto. Oh, you can't read that, but it's the name. It's a cafe restaurant. It's called Gusto. It's not the Olive Garden, but this is their Italian week. I guess they were advertising their Italian week. But what I was hoping you guys would pick up on is, so they're pretending to be
Italian.
They're pretending to be Italian. So here's your real Italian.
Oh my God.
These guys are pretending to be Italian, but she's not fooled. She gets it.
I thought they were in the way.
I don't know how she figured that out.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the noses themselves. I mean, that just screams Italian.
This is how Japanese people perceive Italians. Yeah, big noses, blonde hair. I don't know. So
wow,
it should have dressed up like Super Mario.
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah. I guess they were trying, because the lady's blonde, maybe they're trying to appeal to her, I suppose. All right, we got one more commercial for you guys here.
All right. This is going to be the one.
Should be a good one. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Okay. All right.
There's actually a Gusto restaurant in Monterey. I wonder if they're a chain.
I think it's in Ratatouille.
Possible. I don't know. I think, is it gusto, like, do you eat something with gusto? Is that the gusto meaning when you say it?
Yes.
Okay. Then it might be the same. I don't know. All right. Last commercial. Here we go, guys. She's trying to fly.
Okay. Is it for an airline?
Get there faster. Fly on your own. Not for an airline.
Gum.
You're getting closer in the sense that it is definitely a consumable product. Mac?
I'm just thinking like drugs, some kind of.
Why would you drug
like that? Okay.
All right. Okay.
I don't know. At first I thought it was some clothing brand, but maybe not.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys another hint.
Can I guess? Can I guess it's a deodorant or something like that?
No, it's a food. It's another food.
Another food?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm guessing it's something like super spicy, like wasabi something.
That's a good guess because she's like really excited.
Yeah.
Let me play you a little bit more, and then I'll try not to reveal the whole thing, but let me see if I can.
Gee, is it coffee?
The vending machine?
You know what it is, dude? It is.
Apple pie.
Quesadilla?
McDonald's apple pie.
What did you say? Apple pie?
McDonald's apple pie.
Oh yeah, it does look like that.
It is crunchy. It can be crunchy.
Are these like fried wontons? I guess that'd be Chinese.
I'm gonna give it to you. It's not exactly fried wontons, but it's gyoza. Do you guys know what gyoza are?
Oh yeah.
I think I've
I was almost gonna guess that.
Japanese gyoza. And this is what I've never seen this before. That's why I wanted to play it. It's really interesting. So it's from Osaka. It's gyoza that come with wings. And this is the wings. And so when you make gyoza in Japan and they put it on the grill, they put a little water in it, and it kind of then the sauce kind of like leaks out a little bit, and you get this kind of crunchy sort of edge to it, and they call that a wing. So it's like gyoza wings, and this is what it looks delicious, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever had a week where every commercial got a correct guess, a correct answer?
This might be the first time. You guys did a great job.
Yeah.
Woo. Well, that's it, you guys. I don't know. I feel like tonight we were all a little bit subdued. I don't know. At least I was a little bit subdued. I was telling you guys earlier, I had a very busy week this week, so I feel like I wasn't as on point tonight. But
I felt great until Nico came on and made me feel like a nobody.
Who are you?
I have that quality for sure.
Well, Mac and Krista, did you have a good time?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Very
Good.
fun.
Thanks for being here.
And Mac, you are really good. Boy, keep that up.
Yeah. That was hilarious, Mac, for real.
Yeah, Mac's an up and comer. I think he's gonna go places. So
yeah.
And Chris, if we ever, when things open up again, us comedians coming from the Bay Area, obviously we can come and perform at the Pink Flamingo.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We're gonna
do it. That was a lot of fun.
Because there's no funny people in Monterey. That's really where I am.
We're gonna take the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour on tour.
Well, I was gonna say maybe we should do a show at Pink Flamingo live.
Well, that would be great. I would love it.
We can do that a live version of the show. We should do that once in a while. So.
No, you guys are always welcome. Always.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks you guys as always for coming on the show. We did have a few people watching towards the end. Thank you as well.
Thank you, everybody.
We're going to create a YouTube of this, and you guys can watch it at your leisure, Mac and Chris. So you'll get that, and you can send it out. Thanks, everybody. It was great to see everybody. It peps me up. It just peps me up to see you guys. We'll be back next week.
Thank you.
March 5th. We'll be back Friday, 5 o'clock. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.
See you later.
Take care, everybody.
I'm gonna go ride a roller coaster now.
Hey, drive safe, Sharish.
See ya.
Deodorize your shoes. There you go. Good night.
See you later, Shresh.
Good night. All right.
Good night, Chris. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.